Hello, this is Terry with Terry Makes again, and I'm going to do a quick little video on these new headlights. That's actually probably backwards. I'm using my camera with the front-facing lens. It's called an OV LED. Okay, I know that that's backwards, but that's the thing. These are being advertised all over the place, especially on Facebook now. And I wanted to talk a little bit about it. I bought this one on Amazon, which is about half the price of the ones that are being advertised on Facebook. Anyway, what it is basically is it's a strip of LEDs sewn into a headband. And then on one side there is a switch and then a battery pack. Now the battery pack holds 3 AAA LEDs. There's also a switch on the battery pack itself. So there's 2 ways to, I should say there's one way to turn it on and off via the switch, but then you also have to control it with this one. So if I turn that on, you can see it came on, but then I can press this switch and go from bright to dim to off. Bright, dim, off. So the reason this is made this way is simply that these boxes are mass produced in China with the switch already on them. They didn't have to have the switch because they put this switch in there. So you got kind of a duplicate. However, if you're going to store it, I would turn this switch off just to make sure that it doesn't accidentally come on. That being said, there's a slight issue with these. If you put this on like this, your eyes look straight forward, but your head, your forehead is tilted slightly back, which means that the light from this is going slightly upward. Not a lot, but it's enough that it's an issue when you use it. Now, there is a lot of light spread, but the main beam is going to be high up here rather than down where your eyes are. If they had built something in to just tilt this down a little bit, like if I were going to make something like this, I would take like a wedge piece, shaped piece of foam and put it between the LED and the headband itself so that it would tilt the LEDs down just a hair. 2-3 degrees would be plenty. It does still work. Just know that the most of the light is going to be above your eye view. That the light that you see at your eye level is probably only 60 to 70%. Okay. Now that being said, these do put light out in a wide band, so a large area. Okay. So what is this good for? Well, you're not going to use this to, if you go hiking or something, you're not going to use this to look around and find stuff on the ground. It's not that bright. If it was focused into a beam, it would be bright enough. But since it's all spread out, it's not that bright. It's more of an area light. I'll tell you one thing this would be great for, and that is people who walk their dogs at night or ride bikes at night. Not because it would allow you to see, but because it would allow other people to see you better. They'll see this nice bright light, cars coming the other way. So that would be one really good use. Another good use would be for kids that want to play around with something like this, like they want to go, make a fort or something and want to have a flashlight. This would be a good light because they don't have to hold it with their hands, and yet it kind of lights up a little bit of everywhere. Now, I'm going to tell you something about the sales practices too, though, and that is that there's companies that are trying to sell this on Facebook, and they say that it's $59 or whatever, and then they say, oh, we're discounting it to $30. Well, the regular price for this on Amazon is $14. So any of the advertisers on Facebook, almost 80% of them are ripoffs. That's just something to know. Has nothing to do with this in particular, but I thought I'd mention it. Now let's look at the LEDs. You can see here that it's a strip of 2 rows of LEDs, which is good. The color temperature is pretty good on these two. I like color temperatures around 5,000 Kelvin rather than, you know, 4,000, just because I like to my eyes it feels like more light. Some people don't like that because they like the warm look, but when you want a flashlight, 5,000 is what you want. I don't know how long the batteries are going to last, but probably quite some time. Now they could have used brighter strips than this. I'll give you a little bit of an idea here. Okay, here's me with the lights off. Now it's daylight, so I've got a window over here. But there's me with this. It's hard to tell with a camera because it always looks like it's overlit, but it's really not. If I were to hold this out like that, I can stare at it and it's not blinding me. Okay. So anyway, turn my light back on. I just thought I would show this. It's got a nice cord here, which is good because you're going to have to take this thing in and out a lot, and I was worried about these things, you know, wiggling and breaking. These ends here are not hard plastic. They're rubber, so that they won't hurt your head when they're on there, because they stick out quite a bit, as you can, here, let me see. You can see that they stick out from the band quite a bit, but it's rubber, so it's soft. They are adjustable in size, but you do have this thing sticking off the side. Now you can flip it either way. It's really made to go with with this on the right side of your head, but you could flip it the other way if you wanted to, with no problem. Now, if your head is small, you will have to move the battery pack forward further, which will end up with a loop here, because when you adjust the strap, the strap has to move forward, and if this battery pack is in the way, then it obviously can't do that. So it's a little clunky, you know. Even for me, my head is fairly large, and you can see how much of it is hanging off, and I've got that pack as far back as it will go, and there's quite a bit of this hanging off. Some people think this is a little funky. They could have built it in. They could have built in a switch like to this right here. But you know what? For 14 bucks, it's not bad. It's not going to replace, say, a headlamp like this. You know, this is a really good headlamp, actually. This is Black Diamond. This is a nice headlamp for point view, and it can be aimed. See, you can tilt it up and down. I've done a video on this one before, but it's not going to replace this. It's not going to be a headlight that you use when you're working at your desk with something that's dark. It's not going to be a headlamp that you use for things like that. Now, if you're in the dark and you just want a general headlight to see walls and things like that, it's fine. Anyway, I didn't want to make this video too long. I've probably already gone on too long, but OV LED, again, Amazon has them for like 14 bucks. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, got anything out of it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe for more content. Since we're stuck inside, I might be making more videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.